The Krillian War Council convened in the obsidian chambers beneath their homeworld's crust, where the heat from molten rock below matched the fury in their crimson eyes. General Zextar's mandibles clicked in agitation as he reviewed the intelligence. Reports scattered across the tactical display. "The humans have established another colony," he hissed, his exoskeleton gleaming under the chamber's red lighting. "Kepler 442b, right in our expansion corridor." Admiral Vorth's secondary arms gestured dismissively. "One more pest colony to exterminate. We've done this 47 times before." "No." Zextar's voice carried a weight that silenced the room. "This time is different. Our spies report they've sent someone to negotiate." A ripple of dark amusement passed through the assembled Krillian commanders. The insectoid race had built their empire on a simple principle: overwhelming force applied without mercy. Negotiation was a foreign concept, weakness disguised as diplomacy. "What manner of warrior diplomat do they send?" asked Commander Thrix, her blade arms scraping against the stone table. "Another of their military generals? One of their enhanced super soldiers?" Zextar's mandibles clicked ominously. "They sent Dr. Elena Martinez, an anthropologist." The silence that followed was profound. Finally, Admiral Vorth spoke. "An anthropologist? What weapons does she carry? What armies does she command?" "According to our intelligence, she carries only research equipment and—" Zextar paused, his compound eyes reflecting confusion. "Children's toys." Dr. Elena Martinez stepped off the transport shuttle onto Kepler 442b's designated neutral meeting ground, a windswept plateau overlooking the human settlement. Her brown hair was pulled back in a practical ponytail, and her weathered field jacket spoke of years spent in remote locations studying cultures across the galaxy. In her hands, she carried a worn leather satchel. The Krillian delegation approached like a living shadow across the barren ground. 3 towering figures, each standing nearly 8 feet tall, their chitinous armor gleaming with built-in weapons, systems. General Zextar led them, his reputation as the Harvester of Worlds preceding him like a dark cloud. Elena smiled and raised her hand in greeting. The gesture stopped the Krillian advance cold. In their 1,000-year history of conquest, no species had ever greeted their arrival with anything but terror or desperate aggression. This small human, barely reaching Zextar's thorax, stood completely relaxed, her facial expression conveying something the Krillians had no word for in their language. "General Zextar," Elena said, her voice carrying clearly across the plateau. "Thank you for agreeing to meet. I'm Dr. Elena Martinez." Zextar's mandibles clicked uncertainly. "You know who I am?" "Of course. You're quite famous. The Harvester of Worlds, conqueror of the Epsilon colonies, architect of the Centauri massacre." Elena's smile never wavered. "You're also, according to our cultural analysis, approximately 847 years old, which makes you one of the eldest members of your species currently active in military service. That's quite an achievement." The Krillian general found himself momentarily speechless. No enemy had ever spoken to him with anything resembling respect or accurate biographical knowledge. "I have come to accept your surrender," he finally managed. "Actually," Elena said, opening her satchel, "I came to show you something." She pulled out what appeared to be a primitive wooden toy, a small carved figure of a Krillian warrior. "My daughter made this after learning about your people in school." She held it up, and Zextar could see the careful attention to detail, the accurate proportions, the respectful rendering of Krillian features, even the ceremonial markings that indicated clan affiliation. She's 8 years old, Elena continued. She spent 3 weeks carving this because she wanted to understand your culture. She made me promise to give it to you if we met. Zextar stared at the carved figure. In nearly 9 centuries of warfare, no species had ever created art depicting Krillians as anything other than monsters. This crude wooden toy showed a Krillian warrior in a pose of dignity and strength. Your offspring made this? Children are natural anthropologists, Elena explained. They see differences as fascinating rather than threatening. She asked me to tell you that she hopes your people and ours can be friends. Admiral Vorth stepped forward, his weapon systems priming. General, this is clearly some form of psychological warfare. We should eliminate the threat and proceed with planetary sterilization. Elena turned to Vorth with the same warm smile. Admiral, I read your tactical papers on the siege of Proxima Station. Brilliant work. The way you coordinated the 3-dimensional assault while maintaining supply lines was genuinely impressive. For the second time in minutes, a Krillian war leader found himself speechless. You studied our military campaigns? Vorth asked. Of course. Understanding a culture means understanding all aspects of it, including how they approach conflict. Your people have developed some of the most sophisticated military strategies in the galaxy. That takes intelligence, creativity, and deep cultural values around excellence and achievement. Elena reached into her satchel again and pulled out a data pad. I've prepared a comprehensive cultural exchange proposal. Food, art, scientific collaboration, trade agreements. Your people have so much to offer the galaxy beyond conquest. We are warriors, Commander Thrix interjected, though her voice lacked its earlier certainty. You're also artists, Elena replied, gesturing to the intricate patterns carved into their armor. Philosophers. Your military treatises contain profound insights into strategy and leadership. Engineers. Your ship designs are marvels of efficiency. You're a remarkable civilization. She paused, her expression growing slightly sad. It's just that no one's ever taken the time to see beyond the warrior facade to appreciate the whole culture underneath. General Zextar found himself holding the wooden carving, turning it over in his clawed hands. The craftsmanship was crude, by Krillian standards, but the intent behind it, the desire to understand, to appreciate, to connect, was something he had never encountered. You came here alone, he said slowly, unarmed, to face the Harvester of Worlds. Elena's smile brightened. I came here to meet 3 individuals I've been studying and admiring for months. I was hoping we could find a way to write a different kind of history together. As the binary suns of Kepler 442b set behind the mountains, casting long shadows across the plateau, General Zextar made a decision that would reshape the galaxy. For the first time in Krillian history, he ordered his fleets to stand down. The human had sent a smile where others sent weapons, understanding where others sent fear, and hope where others sent desperation. And somehow, impossibly, it was the most powerful weapon any species had ever deployed against the Krillian Empire. The war was over before it began, ended not by superior firepower, but by an 8-year-old's wooden toy and one woman's radical belief that even the galaxy's most feared warriors were, at their core, people worth knowing.